Hey, my name is PolishLynx, and we continue the Paranormal Teens. Greg showed up, jogging alongside me. Speaking of which, I was running today, which is a success, but it wasn't freaking 40 degrees outside, so it wasn't a pain in the ass. Anyway, his enthusiasm wasn't doing much for me. I stopped moving so fast. This wasn't a marathon. I was going to take my time getting Chris back. It's the least I could do at releasing Chris like that. No, actually, the least you could do would be do nothing. Touché. Chris isn't exactly eager, but I'm sure it's something. Once we found our way up the back, I discovered Greg was right. Chris, how'd you do that? I was just making a guess. I wasn't expecting to be right. You haven't done the best with verdicts so far. Yeah, but it's okay. I'm not in for the money. I'd rather the money go to someone like Jose. I can't solve it. I just thought of all the cool equipment I could get if I were. When Jose just spent it all on publishing? Maybe, not really for me to say so. I just know I don't need the money, so there's no point fighting for it. Suit yourself. Me and Trisfo, we've got our eyes on the prize. By the way, Reese was digging. I think he's got his eye on a much different price. So is my dog isn't on the same page as me. Great. I'm sure you can do it. You know about this place, right? Yep, and there's no way this is a hoax. Nothing can stop me this round. Good on you. If we split into teams, I'm with you this time. We'll see. Only I'll be picking the best, so we've got to measure up. Haha, right. I'm sure there's some way I can sway you. Bribery of choice? Or something like that. Pretzels? You got it. We'll keep this chance between the two of us. Naturally. Frank was busy doing the introductions. Again? Why would you do the introductions? Again. This is Frank Higgs back with the Paranormal Teens, who this week are going to tackle one of the great mysteries of the 19th century. Is McLaren Mansion really haunted? What happened that night of the 3 deaths? Who is really responsible for the tragedy? Can our teens figure it out? What they discovered that might surprise you. There wasn't much of surprise. I already knew the whole deal. What do you mean you knew the whole... what? How come? You know the whole deal. The housekeep did it, and her soul might still reside seeking justice. The group of us all sat around for a while. I got a little more refreshing on what it was we were about to experience. Maybe I should hand in my resume here and ask if they have any openings for a tour guide. I could totally work here. Well, if I didn't live so far away. But maybe it could be a live job. I live in a job and I'd get to stay here all the time. Amongst the spooky ghosts and entities. Nothing could be more perfect. Except, giving up the chance to study, and my parents will probably never recover for my dubious life choice. But ghosts? Totally worth the risk. Okay, people, we're going in. About time! We all got up and headed for the foyer through the big twin doors that opened inwards to the spectacular palace. Jose sneezed. He'd been doing a lot of that since the last occasion, but that was probably from being stuck out in the downpour. Jose was exactly the luckiest guy around. From the abduction to his allergies to what happened in Roswell and now this cold. I was secretly rejoicing that there was someone lamer than me on the show. Welcome to McLaren Manor. It's the place of death, intrigue, and ghostly apparitions. I know some of you know about it. Uh-huh. I knew all about it. I could host the episode. It was up to me. Frank ignored me. This time the interviewee is a McLaren relation. He knows the story of what happened here better than anybody. There was only one surviving relative and her to the McLaren estate. I knew it just had to be. Is it Leonard? I bet it's Leonard. Thank you so much for ruining the surprise, Brad. Whoops! Yes, as Brad pointed out for me, the guest interviewee today is Lenny McLaren. He will also be your host when we stay on his estate, so I expect you all to be courteous. I think everyone knew why Frank was looking at Tina when he said that. Yeah, Leonard doesn't always let people in here making a circus of this place. It's a piece of history here, not merely a place for people to get their kicks telling ghost stories. Thank you once again, Brad. Well, we'll be telling ghost stories here, alright, but not until Lenny has given you all the 411. Wasn't really needed as far as I was concerned. And here is the man of the horror hour now. What a weirdo. Lenny McLaren walked in the room, and he looked as dapper as ever. I wondered if I'd be able to pull off his style ever. I'd say better not. I will. The clothes are alright, but his hairstyle is terrible, and that way of having mustache is even worse. Thanks for everything, Lenny. No problem, Frank. It's been an honor. So that's your great grandfather's dogs? Yeah, we could tell. Doesn't he not have an off switch? Lenny's here to talk about the dark chapter in his family's past and the haunting that followed. Poltergeists? Poltergeists. Hydra kids. When was the last hunting? Hopefully more recently than I last heard of one, which was a couple of years back. 2 years ago. 2 years ago, the ghost appears to goodwill, not to everyone that stays here. And apparently, there hadn't been any recent hauntings. So you'd have to be pretty lucky to be haunted by it. There have been other occurrences more recently, squeaking footsteps, items, but none of that is as solid as having the real spirit appear to you. Have you seen it? I have. Spooky stuff. Achoo! Keep down and plunk away from me, guy. I'm looking to be a carrier. You want to wear a hazmat suit? Be my guest. Cause I wasn't focused on the question and answer time, but I couldn't blame him. There was something about the dark past with this place. Family history? There is. It started with the hard help. We should have suspected, we should have guessed, but we were McLarens and we didn't know how to sew shit on ours? Koto? What? Didn't Koto? What the hell does it mean? He wasn't even born then. But I guess Leon McLaren got really into living vicariously through his whole family history thing. Hey, everyone's gonna have a hobby. Child sacrifice wasn't well known around these parts. But this was no ordinary sacrifice. The retribution from us McLarens was what put a curse on this house. And it hasn't been the same since. The hauntings. Yay, it's good to be the kid. Likewise, I've read your great-grandfather's journal before. It was a real eye-opener. Please hire me. Only some of it has been released to the public. There were additional pages found. Really? Really? How could I best ask? Please let me see them. I'll be your best friend, without appearing too desperate. We keep them locked in a vault here at the manor. Do you, ever take them out? Leonard smirked me. I guess my hopefulness was written all over my face. On occasion. I don't know if he did, meant he was going to take the pages out for me to look at, but I sure hope so. Oh, okay. So before Brett takes over and gets a one-on-one with Lenny, here we'd better open up the floor. Any questions for the man of the hour? What indications do you have that your great-grandfather might be a fraud? Well, this is surprising. Mike's a skeptic for once. Well, this is surprising. Mike is a skeptic for once. None whatsoever. Like I'm going to believe that. You can believe what you want, but the hauntings here are real. Has there been speculation that the original perpetrator of the child sacrifice crimes was possessed? People do things for all sorts of reasons. Possessed or not, she was evil. Can humanity really get that evil? I guess it does rebolster your faith in humanity. Can I go and lie down? Is that really the question you want to ask, Leonard McLaren? I just want to lie down. Fine. But make sure you heck here for the announcements. So is there a correlation between the different experiences people have had here? Yeah, more or less the same descriptions of the ghosts. You can read all about it in those portraits at the entryway. We had a chance to briefly explore the mansion, but soon we were ready for our challenge. Now, how well do you know the story? We are going to do renacements in 2 groups. Whichever group gets the story the closest to the truth wins the Paranormal Teens trophy for this round. Take note, Landy may not have come clean about every little detail. I'm going to the casting just in case it creates bickering instead of proactivity among you. Tina, Zalia, you guys are the hired help. What the hell? Because I'm black, we are so getting sued. That is so racist. Doesn't mean... don't you mean cursed? I mean both. Okay, fine, sis, you can be the hired help instead of Tina. Greg and Mike, you're the man of the house. Tina, you're the wife. One of them. Don't care who. Brad and Jose are the kids. You can decide your own sides, but those are your rules. Of course, I was the kid role. I had expected it. Brad, Jose, Zalia, or Tina, Sissy, and Mike. I think first of all I will save the game. Also, is there no sound? Okay. Greg became a douche as a father, getting to it by calling me sport and kiddo and so on. Greg got to be both mother and father, and Stina picked Mike to pair with. Hey, but mama. The time spawn is all you. I'm not claiming that illegal immigrant as my own. That was the last thing I heard from their group before we got separated. Which I was glad about. I didn't want them overhearing our plan. So, I was thinking that we should have monologues, like as if each person is reading from a journal entry. That way it gets into the scene where we're going back in time. Good thinking, laddie. I will sick Reese on you. An empty threat. Reese loved Greg and went to lick him. Nice going there, buddy. Woof! Traitor. So, we've got to start this renacement, but to control the script, you actually know what we're talking about. The rest of us agreed, Greg. The other team was in big trouble. I was the secret weapon for once. It was a good feeling. Alrighty, Zali, you and Greg need the first scene where Greg can order you around. Got it! And then Zan needs another scene with me where I'm playing by myself. That sounds dirty. And so help me, Greg, if you don't wipe that smile off your face. Okay, wiping. He thought the same thing I thought. Alright, good. So Greg, you won't come back in it until after I be sacrificed. Zai has to lure me away and do the chanting and everything. Make it look real. I'm really uncomfortable with this role. Just do your best. I'm pretty sure that was the game plan. So after I've been sacrificed, you need to come in, Greg, and react with horror. My boy, take him from me, the fruit of my loins, my flesh and... We get it. You're such a chip of the whole block, how could I ever let you be sacrificed? Then you order the execution of Zalia. Sorry, Zali. Justice! Sweet justice! And then Zali comes back in spirit form and scares Greg to death. Creepy, I think I can do that. And well, the tale is told. Right, I think we're done then. It's pretty simple, if I do say so myself. And it was pretty simple when we got down to it. Brett, your group was outstanding. You others really need to read up on your history in the future. I guess being a paranormal expert slash nerd really paid off. It was almost worth all those times I tanked my homework because I'd been busy reading online the night before. Almost. Afterwards, when I was getting ready for bed, I heard a knock at my door. Who could that be? When I went to ask for it, I found out just who that could be. Leonard. Sir. Please call me Lenny. Anyways, figured you could use some bedtime reading. It wasn't. It couldn't be. You showed your smart kid. If anyone deserves to have them, it's you. I was naive. Do you want them back? I can read them tonight. I'm a really fast reader. And sleep wasn't important as reading these babies. No, barriers. Are you serious? Serious as can be. Despite his protests, I just couldn't believe it. Wouldn't I be looking at a gift, a horse in the mouth if I questioned this? I wasn't sure if I could help myself from questioning it. But why? Yep, definitely couldn't help myself. I'm just doing a little house cleaning, that's all. There have been some changes around here. Oh, that sounds like a non-answer if there ever was one. Well, thanks, I really appreciate it. Yeah, I thought you would. Good night. I spent the night flipping through the journal pages, for they really weren't as provocative as everyone's making out. There was only a little about how he was suspicious over his children's temperaments, but he didn't do anything about it. People were really non-confrontational back then. But I eventually forced myself to go to sleep because I had to give the verdict tomorrow. And that was kind of a big deal. By the time I woke, I knew my time here was coming to a close. Which was too bad, because it had sure been a ride. There was a knock at my door the next morning. I went up to see Greg standing there, clearing his throat. I stepped aside to let him in. Hey, what's up? Just thought I'd check in on you and Reese. Oh yeah, we're good. You sleep well? The barrage of questions was a little weird. Yeah? What about you? I'm kind of worried about Cece. Oh, so that's why you, of course. What's up with Cece? She's just been quiet. Not exactly new, dude. Yeah, I know, but I just feel like she's keeping stuff back. Like she doesn't even want to be here. And who would want to be here? We're all at the McLaren mansion. This whole thing has been amazing. It has been pretty amazing. I'm sure you're just imagining it with Cece. She's probably just got some family issues or something. I hope you're right. I hope so too. I went into the ballroom when the cameras were stopped. It was a hoax. It was I mean, technically he did say it was legit in the very beginning. But I have a suspicion there might have been something in those letters that would suggest it was a hoax, so let's go with that. Even though I knew the McLaren mansion really well, now that I was here, I really wasn't sure I was believing it. It just seemed like something that was hyped instead of something that was true. And poor old Danny had been playing the role for far too long to really be able to stop. I just can't believe I never caught on before. And I call myself Paranormal Investigator. So after all this thinking, I've come to a conclusion, and this is all not as real as I once thought it was. The story isn't exactly original, and Lenny admitted to the rarity of paranormal activity here. It's as if he's trying to blow a lot of smoke about nothing. And I can understand why. I mean, he's got this cool place, why not beef it up with his family past and some unfriendly ghosts? But that doesn't legitimize the account. What can I say? I was duped too. But now I've seen the error of my ways, and this whole thing has been a hoax. Thank you and good night. That's one way to put it. This wasn't exactly the hardest of occasions. Hanging out in mansion trying to act, for some did better at it than others. I really expected more from you, Tina. But I suppose you leave all the acting for where it really matters. Maybe. But anyway, enough with that. Brett, you went back on your hunch and were completely correct. Mike and Tina also correctly called it a hoax. It's a pity about the rest of you. Yeah, in the back. That's what it's all about. But it still didn't make any sense. How would Frank and the crew know it was a lie? I thought it was advertised as a haunted place. Well, I have a funny story about that. I'm sure it was hilarious. Frank would have to enlighten us. Ren McLaren is tired of living a lie. He wants to use the show to complete. He knows this might spell the end of his business, but wants peace and quiet. Maybe I was a little bit overwhelmed by the time we got back to the RV. Well, this was a colossal waste time. We're still bitter that it was hoax. Bitter was one way of putting it. Come on, I spent months of my life on this place. Let me grieve out. Let it out, buddy, let it out. I'm sure the next occasion will be better than this one. And there are plenty of new paranormal mysteries for you to explore. See, listen to Sally, she knows all about being positive. Thanks! She didn't seem to be taking that assessment of herself seriously. I suppose. I guess just one haunted mansion being a hoax is to be expected. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot more of them were hoaxes. Was Greg just trying to be a jerk? No. It's too soon, Greg, too soon. It's okay, buddy. There's plenty of other haunted locations in the area. We even might explore them with you sometime. The three of us could be a formidable team. 4 of us? Of course, Reese. Yep, 4 of us. We'll make you forget about that McLaren mansion in no time. We still haven't pulled out of the driveway yet. Give me time to grieve, man. Touché! But me and Reese are in. This doesn't have to end when the camera stops running. I'm always in need of fellow investigators. Good, because I think your investigative skills could use some brushing up. Okay, me and Reese are only in if you promise never to bring up the McLaren mansion again. Deal. What about you, Zaya? As long as you don't expect me to suddenly believe ghosts are ghosts, I mean. We wouldn't have you out with an invalid opinion. Well, you're sort of stuck with me now. Team Breadsake. Well, I won't work on the name either. Later, I mean. Sure we will. Case 4, the case of the cursed objects. Frank did a quick introduction when we got to the next location. I was still trying to get over the last location. Hopefully I wouldn't receive a blow like that here. It's a scavenger hunt. Tina stood back smiling smugly. 4 cursed items. No wonder Tina was looking so confident. In Tina's hometown. Yep, that would be why she was looking so smug. The Paranormal Teens are on the cursing case. Tina Martin, our voodoo and curse expert, take the reins on this one. Everyone else will have to go by instinct or to distinguish between objects that are cursed or not. I'm sure Tina will teach them all the ropes for. Frank laughed and then others of us. Okay, same deal as usual. We've got to round up our first witness. Until then, you can all take it easy and have a look around. Stay close by 4, because we'll be ready to roll again in 30. Get Jeff. Here we were, in Tina's main hunt. Glad it was her and not me. I didn't exactly want to catch up with people who knew me in my element. I didn't get no respect at home. We got out of the RV and I examined the quiet streets. What a spooky little town. Greg and Mike were having a heated conversation by the RV. Tina had just disappeared somewhere down the road. Everyone else was looking bored. Just what should I do next? Join the conversation with Greg and Mike. Check up on Tina. Take Reese for a walk. Or save the game. I think it would be safe to actually talk with her. But maybe not. You know what? Screw the other ones. And I will go on a walk with Reese. That's right. We haven't done that, so we do. Okay, but I know how antsy you're getting here. Hanging around a voodoo shop for half the day was probably going to drive Reese haywire. All the spooky stuff. Though that I had my mind made up on voodoo, It seemed to work, but it might all be the headscape of the beholder. Photos to this were the only thing that could prove something like that. Rough! I'm just taking risks to stretch legs, I'll be back in 20. Need some company? Sure. Great! So this is where Tina is a big shot. Hey, are you knocking small town girls? No, wouldn't dream of it. Good, because small town girls know where it's at. I'm sure they do. To tell the truth, I don't feel very comfortable here. How to respond to something like that? I wouldn't have guessed that. This place has a history of black magic. It's just a very comfortable place to be a Christian. I'm a Christian and I don't have any problem being there. Basically, that says Zalia is the bad type of Christian. Aren't there Christians that live here? Well, yeah, but they probably used to it by now. Maybe right, I know, I just thought Christians were people thought. How can you see things different to other people? I didn't really buy it, but I was going to give Zali the benefit of the doubt. She'd do the same for me, probably. Christians have the spirit of God in them, so we do have a spiritual sense. Yeah. For that spiritual sense is more heightened in the people who are in constant communication with God. Of course. A lot of Christians have their sixth sense, their spiritual sense dulled, because they are more focused on living the world than on storing up treasure in heaven. I guess that's me. Yep, that was hard to believe. So what, certain Christians are better than others? No, that's not what I'm saying. Certain Christians are closer to God. But in humanity we are all alike, we all receive grace, and even our spiritual senses are a gift not to be bragged about. So, in reality, you're this epic pulsing supernatural hotshot and I'm only just now figuring that out. She sparked at me. Yep, that's me. With great power comes great humility. It almost sounds like you've read your Bible. Nah, I'm just learning from you now. But I'm really glad I could teach you. Spiritual discernment is very close to my heart. Quite literally, it would seem. Not how it works, Brett. For she hadn't stopped smiling, I think I was finally starting to understand her. Frank called us to gather out the front of the shop. Of some shop. Oh great, this had to be some sort of setup if Tina is involved. I already have my verdict. False. 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 Now we can all go home. We're going to meet Tina's aunt who runs the store Voodoo and you. You can ask her questions each about recognizing cursed objects. If you want to go shopping and ask about Tina, then suit yourself, even though it won't help you with the challenge. I think I would refrain from asking personal questions. Just in case I got myself cursed or something. So let's get started! I present Loretta Martin, Tina's aunt. Hello. Don't worry about her appearance, she don't bite, or so I'm told. Hi junior paranormal researchers, Tina's told me so much about you, especially you. Squirty my skirt. Me? What has she been talking about me for? And Squirty my square? Really? So, who has questions for the Queen of Curses and Cursed Items? One question each people. I mean each person. You know the rules. Zania had her first fist clench, breathing stunted. But it surprised me to see her step up first. Have you ever communicated with your malevolent spirit? And you just stood low. Oh, the voodoo verity, she probably means. Of course I have, it's all part of the business. Are you in constant combination with one? Or is just using your because you're willing to go along with it? Was the black magic shop their idea? Just one question, Zalia. I'm done. I frowned. Zalia seemed really worked up. I guess Tina's aunt was different, but that didn't mean anything else. We'd all grown to start Tina, so it shouldn't have been any worse than that. I guess I'll go next. Greg smiled sheepishly. Miss Martin. Please, darling, call me Loyetta. My, you're quite a bit of a sweet man meat, ain't ya?
Auntie! Don't worry, Tina, baby, I won't embarrass you too much. Too much, but if your friend here ever wants to take a visit to my place, I'd show him more than a little southern hospitality, wink wink.
I know whether to feel creeped out or jealous. Think the first one. Not that Greg would probably ever boast about being a cougar magnet. But hey, he could if he wanted to. And that's not a bad thing entirely. Yeah, so how do you tell if an object is cursed or not? So Greg took the money question. Figures.
That's very simple, you either have the gift or you don't.
Helpful.
Don't look so bummed about it. There's other ways you can pick up on a supernatural energy, but they're not as effective.
I knew about all those methods, but it would be good to be partnered up with someone who has the gift for the next portion of the day. Thanks anyway.
No problem, sugar.
Jose still looked a bit washed out. So what is your best seller?
Love potion, no doubt about that.
Oh, I won't doubt that.
Good. Did you want to buy some?
That's work.
It works if you believe it does.
Yeah, I was believing that junk. I don't think Jose was either. Sissy went next.
What advice would you give someone who also communicates with spirits, especially ones that become aggressive?
I was hoping that question was just speculative.
Well, the first thing is to calm it down. Some of them are angry about being dead, sweet pea. It's really up to you to put your foot down and tell them that it's too late now, they have to accept that. It won't do no good stewing about it, as if that will help anything much. Yeah, you've got to be firm with them spirits. They'll take anything they can get just to live through you. But that's nonsense, they have to learn the place.
Loyetta didn't take no sass, even from disembodied forms it seemed. Mike had been tapping his feet impatiently. I think he was learning restraint. That was pretty good for him. I wondered what he'd accuse Loyetta of. So, what information have you found by unnatural means about the future? Not the immediate future or your future, but the big stuff. End of the world stuff. The Mike wants to know about that.
I don't know much about that.
Surely you have to know something.
I know that there is an evil warding over the world, but there is also godness. And all Loyetta would have to do is get in that evil's face and be like, no way, honey, you ain't messing with this world. And just tell it. But it's not worth your have to worry about these things. What will come will come. Mike snorted derivatively. I don't think that was the answer he wanted to hear. So finally, it was my turn. I wasn't sure what to ask. Ask if running a voodoo business is very profitable. Ask for blackmail material. Tina asked for explanation about inherited voodoo. For you know what? I mean, we don't need any stuff to blackmail Tina. What's the point of that? Explanation about inherited voodoo. You know what? She might be saying stuff about you know, some elements being cursed, or Aria being basically having actually some ghost or something. Now that I think about it, it's a small city. It's true it might not be profitable, so she kinda looks for some different way to get some money. So yeah, let's ask about the first one, because that way we might be able to get the answers if it's a hoax or not. So, is running a voodoo business very profitable? Why? You want to get into it? No, I was just curious. You have to be making good money, right? This lifestyle, not a business. If people want to spend their money in my store, and the spirits will bless them. But it's not about the money. Yeah, so the freaking people in the church are saying. Yeah, right. Somehow I was doubting that.
Whoa. We had a slight break before the next portion of the challenge. Tina's off talking to crowd again. Before we decide what to do here, I'm going to end the episode. For now, hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye bye.